computer science teacher told me that I'm not fit for computers. Bro, this is the easiest job, right? Get into it. There is nothing easy in cybersecurity, to be honest.
But I don't really feel there is a very huge demand of entry-level professionals in security, as people used to say.
So I want to become an ethical hacker, like a red teamer.
Everybody want to become a ethical
Exactly. So people ask me what degree you need to get into cybersecurity actually. There will be some common things that we need to get to know so that we can enter the industry as a fresher or someone.
So if someone comes and tells you you don't need programming language to get into cybersecurity, you just run from them.
Cybersecurity certifications are necessary but not important.
Nowadays, security certification is just a joke.
Yeah, because you can pass an exam using a proxy.
Yeah, we'll give you a CH certification and then they gave the company name and the CH. And there are lots of people actually went ahead and said that I completed CH from this company and I want a job.
So I lost my father when I was like 18 and I was working in Zomato to pay my college fees, which I don't want to complete actually. But we need to have a paper, right, to get into a job.
I was not from a very rich background or something like that. We had a lot of financial issues right from the start. So you have that inspiration from your teachers inspire you at some point of time, your mentors inspire you, your friends inspire you. You always look up to someone who inspires you. The funny part is when you start using internet at really young age, you start downloading RAMs from online.
Yeah. So how did you start your journey?
I almost submitted my first valid bug bounty submission when I was in my public holidays in 10th. I submitted vulnerabilities to Google, Apple, Oracle, Tesla Motors. What was your first cybersecurity job you got?
Just enter the industry, then figure out what you want.
You don't have to go ahead and follow money. You just have to grow your knowledge. Money follows you actually.
If you are into cybersecurity, you need to learn every day.
Just because you joined a college and they have placement, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get a job.
So what would be a corporate reality for a red teamer? I have heard people say that you can earn more money by doing bug bounties, right? So what is your take on it?
To be honest, yes, you can make more money using bug bounties, only if you are skilled enough. Success in bug bounty depends on your mindset. If you think $500 a month is a big win for you, it is a win. It is not like you have to do $100,000 to stay successful in bug bounties. Hey everyone, this video is actually gonna be a discussion between a red teamer and a blue teamer who's actually working in the industry. So you might have seen a lot of podcasts, a lot of people who is talking about security who isn't actually working anywhere. So we might give you a lot of information here. So make sure you watch the entire podcast of 2 hours. So myself Abisheik and we have one of my friend here, Giri. You might have seen us through Instagram. So he will give you his own introduction here. Yeah bro, let's go.
Hi all, I'm Girithar Ravindran. So I work as a blue teamer for a British MNC. Basically what I do is I'm specialized in SOC and incident response. So that would be my day-to-day responsibility. So today this is going to be a discussion between a red teamer and a blue teamer, as my friend Abisheik said. So watch this full podcast to get to know what we are going to cover.
Okay. So rather than wasting time, so I'll just give my brief intro about myself. Bro, I'll just give it my brief intro.
Sure.
Just because you know me. Probably people who are watching doesn't know me. So basically, I'm Abisheik. I work as a vulnerability research engineer in one of the top tech companies out there. So I cannot disclose that in this meeting. If someone wants to know, can check my LinkedIn. It might be in the pinned comments or somewhere else, based on where this video is being telecasted. So, and then I also do a lot of bug bounties. I do have a lot of CVs to my names, a lot of other stuffs in security. I have done a lot of community works. There's a long list. So we are actually planning to do just a discussion here, right?
Yes.
So let's say we'll start with something like how did you actually get into security, bro?
So actually it was like I was doing my 10th standard actually. So I decided to take computer science and mathematics. So since I was like fond with computers since my childhood, so I thought of going with that group. So I don't want to get into biology actually.
Okay.
So when I got in, the one thing that I was interested is computers. But I was scoring low marks in all the subjects, including computer science. So I was really frustrated.
That's default.
Yeah, exactly. So I was really frustrated. Even my computer science teacher told me that I'm not fit for computers. So, but I was always curious about computers, to be honest. I was like playing all kind of video games during that time, 10 years back. So, but I got to know about cybersecurity through some like YouTube, right? Since that was the time it was booming around 2018, we can say. Yeah, it was
Okay. Okay.
around 2018. So cybersecurity was a word that was spreading around the internet. So I thought of like searching for it and got to know something. And there were like really valuable people who have been like giving. Particularly our Tamil people. So they have been like giving interviews in Joe Stocks actually. So like if I want to mention the names, like it would be like Sriramana, Sibidanana, and then Vinod Sindhul sir. So those people's videos, I watched those people's videos and I got like curious about what is this thing, what is about cybersecurity, what is this thing like. I was really curious, and then I asked one of my friend like, what is cybersecurity? Like he didn't know much about cybersecurity actually during that time. Then I started to search in internet. That's how I started. But to be honest, I was like really guided in a. I myself guided my own self in a wrong way, wrong path. Like there will be so much of.
That's why we are doing this podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we want to break the myths, right? Myths and facts, right? So I was going around the terms like CEH and like using the hacking tools, Kali Linux. Those kind of stuffs were like really glamorous, and I was following those stuffs instead of following the right thing because I don't have the right direction during that time when I was studying school. Now these days we have so many like conferences and those kind of things happening in Tamil Nadu, right? That we are going to discuss
in
this
the upcoming
podcast.
Yep.
But I'm saying like in those times we didn't have that kind of exposure. The only thing we had is like YouTube. That is a much
YouTube was the
valuable
peak.
thing. Yeah. That is a more valuable thing because if you're comparing 15 years back, there was nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. But we are blessed enough to get that YouTube and Google, right?
So I had this weird experience, right? So I had this interview with a company, and the CEO was called someone called Aaron. Okay, he was into security like almost in 1990s at that point of time.
Okay.
So I was talking with this. This was the final round of interview. I eventually didn't join that company, by the way. This was the final round of interview where I had to chat with the company CEO. It was that the guy name was Aaron, and he was like, "Hey, we've been doing security for a very long time. We have to, if something has to come up, we have to learn it through some research papers, all those stuff."
Exactly.
And now it is pretty common.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything is available out there.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, too much of information is like.
Yeah.
That is also like negative part, to be honest. We don't know what to choose. What is the right path, right? So eventually, I was lucky enough to get a mentor. So who taught me like he didn't like sit and teach me like a school teacher like Giri, this is the thing that you have to do, like this is how everything works. He didn't do those kind of stuffs. What he did is like he told me what are the basics and fundamentals that I need to cover to become a cybersecurity person. It may be like a red team or a blue team. That doesn't matter. Like there will be some common factors, right? There will be some common things that we need to get to know so that we can enter the industry as a fresher or someone, right? So I was blessed enough to get him. So I was like following his path, and eventually what I did is I started to write articles. To be honest, I was doing CTFs, like free CTFs, and I was doing some. I was writing articles about it, how I solved these challenges and those kind of stuffs. And actually, I got placed in Deloitte.
Okay.
So, but you know about placement companies. I don't want to mention. That is not a wrong thing I'm telling. But the thing is, we'll be put in a role, which is, we'll be placed in a role where there is a requirement, right? So I was hesitating to join the company, to be honest. Then eventually I got an opportunity to attend an interview in the current company I'm working, which is Sage Group. It is a British MNC. So actually, I was lucky enough to get placed as a L2, which is I was initially promoted and I got placed there. But it is not the thing. But they believed me that I can do better. so that they gave me the responsibility as an L2. Then the first 3 months was like I wanted to because it is probation, right? We have to prove that we are fit for the role. That was the time. That was the time that I realized that I'm capable enough. I proved myself. The thing is, when I initially started to learn these basics and fundamentals, it didn't make sense, to be honest. During the college days, I'm telling. But while I was learning those basics and fundamentals for years, like 1 or 2 years, during the 3 months of probation, I realized why basics and fundamentals is so important. Because I unknowingly applied it in my work, real time work. So it won't make sense, right? Initially, everything. Every expert has started as a beginner, right? They would have learned the basics and fundamentals, right? So that was the one experience. But the highlighting part is I want to become an ethical hacker, like a red teamer.
Everybody want to become a ethical
Exactly. The thing is, I thought of like, okay, I got an opportunity as a blue teamer. Let me work, let me gain some knowledge, and then if time permits, I can switch my role to a red teamer. But the thing is, after 1 year, I realized that I am a natural blue teamer. Even my CISO asked me whether I'm looking for a role switch within the company as a red teamer. He asked me. I told him no. I'm not switching my role because I see myself as a blue teamer because it is naturally coming to me. So why am I saying this is like most of the people think that I want this particular role. I want this one. That is a good choice, but the most important thing is entering the industry first, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know what may happen. Like in my situation, I wanted to be a red teamer, but I realized that I'm a natural blue teamer. That may happen. So the entire point I'm trying to convey is like just enter the industry, then figure out what you want.
Okay, seems fair.
Yeah. So how did you start your journey?
So I would say it's weird for me. So actually, I started getting into computers when I was really young. So if many people might remember at some point of time during 2005 to 10 period, there was this computer revolution, and everybody in the company, everybody who was working, there was this something called computer loan. Was being provided to everyone. So I had one of my uncles, one of my mother's brother, who's is no more now. So he wasn't. He is not a very educated guy. He used to do all kind of work, and he wanted a computer. So he bought a computer. So I got exposed to computers when I was really young. When you have something in your hand, you always want to know. I had always had this feeling of what is inside this, what can we do with this, all this stuff. So what I eventually did is I started using that computer even more than him. I started playing a lot of games when I was young. Maybe in 5th standard, 6th standard. We had an internet connection back then. I used this mobile dial-up connection. I used modems. I used all this stuff. So I really had this experience. And the funny part is when you start using internet at really young age, you start downloading RAMs from online.
Yeah.
That's a funny part. So what happened is I started downloading a lot of games, RAMs, viruses, which eventually I started knowing about it. And at some point of time, my PC doesn't work. And I had another uncle who used to work for HCL. He used to fix all these computers, and I used to sit and watch what he is doing. So I was not always into security. So I wanted to fix my own computer just to play games. So I started watching him clearly while he's doing some work. Maybe 7th, 8th standard, I started fixing my own computer. I started reading about a lot of hardware networking. I started troubleshooting. I was doing PC builds back then in my own way. And I also started. He used to tell me, "Don't play a lot of games. You're always breaking your computer. Gaming is useless. Do something useful." So I started something. Okay, how do I develop games?
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll just take books from my brothers in the school, take C program books. I'll see what is a loop, what is all this stuff, and started building small programs at that time when I was 7th, 8th. And then at some point of time I wanted to become an Android developer.
Oh, okay.
The funny part is at that time Android Studio was too heavy software. My system can't run.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of ifs and buts with that. And then at some point I really had some bad situation and I want to hack a game and I want to hack a friend. So I started googling how do I hack something. And God bless YouTube algorithm. It suggested me a lot of cybersecurity related video and it was really interesting for me. Maybe 10th almost submitted my 10th first valid bug bounty submission when I was in my public holidays in 10th. So that was my initial journey of starting how the security journey.
Yes.
And then it went on. You started seeing a lot of people. You started seeing what is happening in the industry. I might just have 4 years of industry experience, but I've been doing this for almost decade now. To be honest, my first null meetup I attended was on 2016. I was in my 10th standard.
Wonderful.
That data is still on the internet.
Wonderful.
So it's been quite a lot of good journey for me, to be honest. I started as I started repairing my own computer, to building small programs in C, then choosing Java to become an Android developer, then wanted to hack a Facebook game called Dragon City at that point of time, and then getting into security, and now I am doing vulnerability research in a very big organization, which I used to dream of initially. I was like, nobody can get there. We don't have those skills. Now I am working there, so it feels like I've come a long way, to be honest.
Yeah, life is circle, we can
Yeah,
say, like.
life is circle, to be honest.
The thing is, like, you have mentioned that you have been like breaking and fixing things.
Yep.
Like security is about breaking and fixing
Yep.
things, right? Like,
Yep.
we may not be knowing that we are doing security, but from our childhood, we'll be like doing the same thing. Like, we want to break the games, like how it is, like how we can break it, how we can fix things. So I think that mentality has been like developed during those times. Most of the people have that mentality, but I think we have like connected it with something which is relevant to the industry, which has become cybersecurity, I would say.
No, I would actually argue to that point. Actually, we actually have that intuition. Everybody has that intuition when you're young. You all need that one inspiration, someone who inspires you. For me, it was my uncle who said do something, and he was great to me. I was not from a very rich background or something like that. We had a lot of financial issues right from the start. Right, so you have that inspiration from if you see your teachers inspire you at some point of time, your mentors inspire you, your friends inspire you. Otherwise, someone you always look up to someone who inspires you, right? So that is one point, and we also had that curiosity, and we are able to connect things at that point of time. That is really important thing in security. You have to connect those small dots in order to make sense of something.
Yeah.
So that was always within us, to be honest.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you have told about inspiration, that we have to, like, we should get an inspiration to connect those dots to get into something, right? So for me, apart from inspiration, I had a really bad time, as you have mentioned about yourself. Like, I had a really bad family situation and a financial background, because I lost my father when I was like 18. So, and I was working in Zomato to pay my college fees, which I don't want to complete actually. I don't want to complete my degree because, we need to have a paper, right?
Yep.
To get into a job. So that's the only reason I have completed my degree. So to pay my college fees, I was working in Zomato, and during the time of delivery, like, I'll be waiting for the delivery, right? At that point of time, I'll be like reading some stuffs in the Google about cybersecurity. I don't. I mean, if you ask me 5 years back, I'd say that is a really bad situation for me. But now, if you ask me about that situation, I'd say that is the test that has. I mean, I believe in God. I'd say that is the situation that made me who I am today.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
We discussed about how did we get in. I just wanted to ask you, what was your first job?
Ac-
First job as in job, and then first job in security. What did you do?
sorry, I couldn't get it.
No, I was asking, we discussed about how we did our introduction, how did we get in, all this stuff.
Yes,
I just
yes.
wanted to understand what was your first job you got, and what was your first cybersecurity job you got?
Okay. So actually, I'm still in the same company.
Okay.
Like it's been like almost 4 years. Um, as I told you, I was like attending my interview in Deloitte, one of the big four. Then I got here as a L2 specialist. I've been doing SOC and incident response
For
here.
four,
Yes.
for 4 years
For for the past 4 years.
Okay. So,
And I'd also like mention I got an opportunity to work for a trainer who's a well-known person in cybersecurity. His name is Monappa. So he's a malware researcher,
Okay.
reverse engineering. I mean, he's a security researcher actually. So he does trainings in Black Hat, DEFCON, so many other famous trainings. So I've been working still as a support staff for the trainings.
Okay.
So that was a wonderful opportunity, to be honest. So because when you get into those trainings, you'd see people coming there and giving their talks. So that is so I got this opportunity during my college days.
Great.
When I was like before I get this job, I got an opportunity to join him when I was studying my college second year, and it was a really wonderful experience, to be honest. Like I was seeing people when I told you I was like doing my I told you that I've been asking my friend what is cybersecurity, right? He told a lot of things, what he knows during that time. He didn't know fully about it. What is cybersecurity?
Nobody really
Yeah,
knows fully,
exactly.
yeah.
Nobody really. Still, we don't know.
Yeah.
But he mentioned so many other points. But only thing that I had still in mind is like he told me FBI will be involved in cybersecurity. He told they also take care of cybersecurity. He told like at that point of time it is like a shiny object attraction for me. Okay, we have seen in the movies, right? FBI doing those stuffs and. But one point of time I realized this is not for me. This is beyond that. This is a corporate thing that we have to do. That is a different kind of a world that we cannot enter. But when I got into this opportunity, like when I was working for like as a technical support staff for the Black Hat training, I witnessed that I was sitting in the same room as the FBI people.
Okay.
Like there were like 4 or 5 people sitting there in the room and attending our training. So that was like a circle.
Yep.
And if you see, when we get to experience those kind of environment, as you told, you have been attending Nalcon, right?
Yep.
So you see far beyond what you have known, right?
Yep.
So you get exposed to a lot of things. It will be like a different world of cybersecurity, to be honest. You get to know the latest things that is happening in the cybersecurity from a employee's perspective as well as from a business perspective. So that is a really big blessing for me
Okay.
to get those experience and exposure.
Okay. Okay.
What is your first job actually? How did you land into cybersecurity?
So I've actually done a lot of job, to be honest. I said I've been doing this hardware thing for a very long time when I was a kid. So I still remember actually there is this software training company called CSE. Many people would have known it. It exists only on remote places outside. So there is this software company called CSE. So I was actually a trainer there, to be honest, when I was in my 10th public holidays. So I used to take trainings for almost 3 years, 3 hours for their hardware and networking training. And then I used to get 100 rupees out of it. So I do trainings, I take 100 rupees, I eat pani puri and I go home. That was my first job, to be honest. And then after getting into security, there were a lot of opportunities for me. So I had this understanding where you don't have to go ahead and follow money. You just have to grow your knowledge. Money follows you actually. That's really important thing I follow actually, to be honest. So what happened is I started building my own cybersecurity knowledge, building reputations around it, doing bug bounties, doing my own research. And then at some point of time I was a trainer. I worked as a trainer, freelance trainer. That was my first cybersecurity job. I was worked as a freelance trainer in a cybersecurity training company. And then eventually I did, as I did, I did a lot of bug bounties. I made a lot of money out of it. And then I joined my company when I was in my third year.
Mhm.
They had the CTF for national level CTF. Then I went ahead. I got third place in national level. They called me for an interview, and they were expecting that I was in my final year, and I was not.
Mhm.
So they took me as a consultant, contractor slash intern. In India, it is an intern, but since I worked in a US company, they probably termed it as a contractor.
Mhm.
They extended for almost a year, and then they converted me as a full time employee the moment I completed my exam.
Okay.
So that was my part,
Mhm.
getting my first job there.
Wonderful. So, what would be a corporate reality for a red teamer?
So actually, there is this two different perspective, to be honest. In security, there is personal security, which you see online, like tapping keyboards and getting into security. It's totally different than in a corporate world. So even I would say bug bounties and corporate security is two totally different things, right? So in a corporate setting, there is a lot of information. You do something out of your own you can't do something out of your own interest. There is a lot of security checks. You have to get a lot of approvals to do a testing. You are a SOC engineer, you should be knowing
Yes.
if we are doing a pen test or if you are doing a red team engagement, we'll probably send out an alert emails to SOC team saying that hey, we are doing a red teaming engagement or something like that. So the corporate reality of a security job, 90% of the time it's actually boring, to be honest.
Mhm.
A lot of people think security job is very cool. You'll do a lot of great things on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, that is really true. But 90% of the time you do the same day in day out jobs, which keeps the company running, which keeps the team running, which keeps the production code is on the production safe. That's where it all begin. So, as a red teamer, as a vulnerability research, I've been into red teaming, I've been into application security, I've been into vulnerability research. I would say 90% of the corporate cybersecurity jobs, 90% of the time it's boring, and the 10% of the time it feels like you don't know nothing. That's all about it. You keep your fundamentals straight, and you expect new learning every single time you don't know something. That's how it works. You've been into blue teaming, right? So how do you feel actually, to be honest?
So, the first thing that I hear when I say that I am a blue teamer is like from a student's perspective or anyone's perspective, bro, this is the easiest job, right? When you get into it. There is nothing easy in cybersecurity, to be honest. Like, we are given with different responsibilities. So this blue teaming and red teaming is a segregation, so that we are given with a specific responsibility, right? So you do this, you do that because you are expertised in this. You do that to secure the company as a red teamer. You do this to secure a company as a blue teamer, right? So as you have mentioned, from a red teamer's perspective, you know what they will be doing, right? And it also depends on the company, to be honest.
Yep.
We won't be receiving any like a notification or
Yep.
any uh, we won't be receiving any notification from the red teamer that they are going to do a red teaming activity sometimes, because there will be fired
Yeah,
drills.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
To be honest, that was
That's how
really
it works.
interesting. Yeah, actually, that was interesting. To be honest, like it is like a, it is not like a competition, but it is to make the business running and secure the company, right? So that was that is like a combined learning between two teams, right? So that is one thing that I wanted to mention. And in my day-to-day job, as you are told, 90% of the times it is like reading the logs, what is
Yeah.
happening, whether it could be a false positive or a true positive. I mean, and it also depends on the company that you're working for. So since I'm working for a product-based company, we have so much of security tools, and we are we have invested so much in security, to be honest. Like I don't want to brag, but we have a really good security. So and the management is really good for us. So if we get like 100 alerts, like 90% it would be for false positive, and 10% we may get true positive. But the thing is, we cannot ignore everything as a false positive, right? There will be
That's a key point. That's where the boring part comes in.
exactly. But we need to be aware. So to be aware, we need to know what is happening. So how the system works. Again, to the basics and fundamentals, right? As you have told, if we keep the basics and fundamentals straightforward, like we'll be in a good position as a company, as an individual, as a business. And the reality of a corporate world, in terms of cybersecurity, what I learned is when I got into my company, business is first, security is second. So you cannot put 100% security for a business. You need to like take some risk so that the business keeps on going, right? That there is something called like acceptable risk, right? So we need to balance both the things. Like if there is I don't want to get deep into it, but it is about balancing a business and cybersecurity, I'd say. Because you cannot like immediately implement something on a server, like patch something, or because it would be like a production server, right? So we need to be like really cautious about how we handle a real-time incident and keep the business running. So it is
It is all about business. Security, when it comes to corporate, it is all about the business comes first at any point of time. So basically, you whatever you do, even if that security fix is affecting the business income, then it is not really a security. Then the company is not going to move forward with that, even if something is going to happen, because that's a business, right? That's how the money is driven. A lot of people think about cybersecurity as a non-return on investment team. You don't get money back. Yeah, eventually that is true, to be honest. But end of the day, you also have that trust to the company, and there is a lot of compliance related issues which might come up, which might affect your business. But end of the day, this might really help. Security, when it comes to corporate, security is secondary. Business comes first. Everything is fine. But reality of corporate job is 90% of the boring, 90% boring part, and 10% thinking that you don't really know anything and you are not qualified to sit here.
that would be like imposter syndrome that we could
That's an imposter syndrome. Everybody deals with that.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that I want to get back is like since you have told about ask me about blue teamers reality. So as I mentioned that I'm working for a product based company, that is a entirely different scenario comparing to a service based company or a cyber security company who's giving cyber security services to different companies, like we'd say like MSSP, managed security service provider. So if you're working for that company, and the exposure will be different because you will be dealing with different clients, different attack scenarios, different ATP groups. Like you won't have a complete visibility on the client side in terms of service based companies, right? But the same difficulty we face everywhere, even though if it is a product based company, because there will be so much politics, you won't get much visibility into assets. So you may
That's a different story. We have to we have to talk about the visibility. That's a visibility game we have to play in corporate.
Yeah, exactly. Because there will be politics, and I don't want to specifically mention, but I have heard people who say that there will be so much, right? Everyone may not get the gist of what is cybersecurity, right? It is not needed, but they should know the seriousness about what is cybersecurity. Why is it important for the business, right? So if I'm asking a IT employee, or like if I'm asking IT team to reset a password or something, right? So they should be doing it instead of asking me why do I need to reset the password. So I'd be saying a hacker has sent a link, a phishing link, and the user has entered the password, and someone is trying to sign in. So how can someone sign in into the account? So the point that I'm trying to convey is like you get different exposure into different aspect of cybersecurity comparing to product and a service based company. And if you are getting into business, I'm not into business, but I would say that is a different world.
Totally different world. So that you were talking about blue teaming, about getting different aspects in a different stream of companies, right? It is actually same for red teaming and offensive side of security as well. If you are into a product based company, you actually work on securing your own product. You talk about DevSecOps pipeline. You talk about integrating tools in the CI/CD environment. You talk about what tools to integrate. You talk about how the tool is helping us. But if you are into service based company, all you need and if the company is your client is coming for a pen test or a red team engagement, all you have to do is find an entry point, do an exploit, do lateral movement, and penetrate as much as possible without alerting the SOC team. But in a product based company, that would actually be a not in a product based company actually. This would be actually a different story. There will be a different set of problems you will come up with. There will be a different set of stakeholders you have to talk with. But in a service based company, it is damn straight. There is a pentest project, and then you have to go ahead and find vulnerabilities and then report it to them. That is damn straight. In product companies work differently, to be honest. That's where I see a skill gap. A lot of people in India is actually a very big service market, and a lot of people get opportunity in a service industry. And right now, a lot of product companies are coming in, and they what I see is this service people who worked for years and have decades of experience in service industry feel to be honest, they feel little bit harder to get into the service product company's culture. So that is one key aspect of working in different streams of industry in security, different streams of company in security.
Yeah, I want to add a point to it. Like when we discuss about product-based company and a service-based company in terms of cybersecurity. So in a product-based company, you'll be, as you are told, we'll be like securing our own company, and we'll be monitoring our own environment, and we'll be focusing on our own company, right? So in that, so there are pros and cons, to be honest.
Yeah, it has its own pros and it has its own cons. If you take service company, you learn a lot. There might be 100 different clients. You might work with 100 different clients. You get a lot of exposure on a lot of different industry.
Yeah.
Let's say if I started in a financial service company, I had exposure to PCI DSS, quarterly assessments, all this stuff. Uh, I might have not have exposed to a healthcare industry where I talk about HIPAA, doing pen test related, HIPAA related pen test, doing FedRAMP related pen test, all this stuff. So it comes with its own pros and cons.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, exactly. So as you are told, if you are getting into a service-based company, like you'll be seeing different clients, you'll be dealing with their environments, with different tools, with different scenarios, with different clients, different mentalities, right? And the same advantage you get in a product-based company, because and it also depends on the company
Yeah.
what you are working for. But in my perspective, I get a lot of freedom and
Yeah, you
freedom to
have that
innovate.
freedom. To be honest, product company, most of the product, I would not say all the product company, most of the product company has that freedom to upskill yourself. They give you a lot of time. You might have a lot of free time to do some work. I'm not saying all the product company. There might be a lot of product company. I do have a lot of free time to upskill myself. I have my own budget. I constantly have career talks with my manager. That kind of opportunity might not exist in service companies. That is what I feel.
Yeah, I'd agree to that point. Some companies may not give that, but some product-based companies actually invest in people.
Yep.
So if you take my company, they have invested like 10 lakhs for a certification, which you would have obviously heard SANS.
Yeah.
So I have recently completed that certificate. Like putting and investing that kind of money into a employee is like very rare, but they do it so that we upskill ourselves and
Give back the company.
give back to the company, so that it is a win-win for both business and as well as an individual. Like, and this kind of exposure is, I think, it is very rare in India, I'd say,
Okay.
because I report to UK.
Okay.
But I think it is changing now. We get a lot of opportunity in India right now. So, I mean, I'm based in India, but I work for a British MNC, right? So, I see they are seeing security as a different thing, like really like more valuable as compared to India, right?
Yeah.
So I don't say it is like a bad thing, but slowly we are like focusing on cyber security as well as in India, and we are getting serious about it. And there are a lot of changes happening comparing the last 10 years. So I think it is a win-win for us.
Yep.
So you have mentioned that you have been doing a lot of bug bounties and CTFs, right? So can you give me some points about it? Like how
Uh,
did you do?
so to be honest, as I mentioned earlier, I submitted my first vulnerability back then when I was in my 10th standard. I think I do even have that mail. I am not sure about it. I started doing bug bounties when this thing hit, COVID hit. I started doing it very effectively because I had nothing to do at that point of time. So I've submitted a lot of vulnerabilities to a lot of different companies. I submitted vulnerabilities to Google, Apple, Oracle, Tesla Motors. Tesla Motors was one of the key point of my bug bounty journey. I was only hacking on Tesla for almost 6 months, and I ended up just getting like $2,500, $3,000 in bounty from Tesla. And right now I also part of a private hacker community slash bug bounty platform called Sinacred team. So I am very much active there. I used to do constantly $1,500 to $2,000 every month in Sinac. That's how it works. And I also do a lot of I used to do a lot of CTFs, to be honest. CTF is what where I got my first opportunity. So I actually believe cybersecurity opportunities for entry level professionals do come with CTFs. So if you play CTF, you play corporate CTF, you play hiring CTF, and then you get hired. It's not like you just sit in a placement. You just someone gives you a cybersecurity job.
Yes.
So that's how it works. And you are into security at some point of time, right? In your initial stage, did you had a chance to do a lot of CTFs? Right now, you're in blue teaming. I agree. Did you have a chance to work on other categories? What kind of categories you played in as a CTF player?
So the thing is like most people think that is not wrong, but most of the people's perspective is like CTFs will be like based in only red team, right? But yeah, yeah, okay. So actually, we have several CTFs related to blue team, which would be initially boring, but that would make sense in that would make sense when you get into the real time attack and real time incident response, to be honest. So for example, like when I started to do CTF, it was called like over the wire bandit challenge. So
Bandit,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it is related to Linux, right? So that is almost like we cannot say it is a blue team and red team. It is like a fundamentals, right? So then I jumped into like this malware traffic analysis, like
Okay.
which is like inspecting the packets and so what is happening, like what kind of traffic is being sent out and those kind of stuffs. It is also like that you would be like given with several questions and you will be like answering. So and I was doing that CDF and I was writing articles. Like initially when I started to write articles, I was like only like telling this is the answer, this is the question, and this is the answer. Like, but going forward, like I spent so much time in getting each and every details, each and every technical details about how I solved each of the challenge. Like that pushed really hard because every time when I don't understand something, like how this protocol works, how this port works, like why this malware is communicating on this particular port, and like why an attacker is using this port, why is this protocol is being used, like what is HTTP, what is TCP, and what is SSH. Like these kind of learnings gave me a really strong foothold in the basics and fundamentals, to be honest. It made me strong in the aspect of networking, to be honest. And moving forward, I was like playing some CTFs related to Splunk. So and I was doing some cyber defenders from cyber defenders. Like there will be like several CTFs. As you are told, this is like if you are skilled enough to get placed within like 10 or 15, so you would be recognized and you will be given with a job like from top MNCs. Like so I was like playing those CTFs to gain knowledge actually. So
Okay.
actually, when I was doing those Splunk kind of Splunk related CTFs, when I landed into my job, I was given with Splunk. So actually, when I this playing these CTFs has given me a strong foothold, so that I begin my investigation in a real time when I landed into a corporate job.
It made it easy for you at that point of time.
Yeah, it made sense, we can say.
I would say that okay.
Yeah. So that was one thing, and we have a lot of CTFs, like cryptography. So cryptography CTF and those kind of things. But the most important thing about these cryptography is like you need to use programming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that point of time when I started to do cryptography, there was no ChatGPT, there was no Gemini, there was no Claude. So it was like raw programming that we have to use to crack those things. Actually,
Guys, this is a key aspect here. So if someone comes and tells you you don't need programming language to get into cybersecurity, you just run from them. That's what it is.
actually, we want to cover this in a separate
okay,
thing.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That we can cover
Cover
as
it. Yeah.
is it really needed? I mean, is programming really needed to get into a
Yeah,
cybersecurity
that will
job?
cover. Yeah.
Yeah. We have to roast them. So the thing is, like when I was doing this cryptography CTFs, like actually, it gave me a lot of confidence, to be honest, that I can do something even when I landed into a job, because you'd be understanding each and every each and every aspect of that vulnerability. So you'd be crafting your own exploit, and it'd be like using programming to crack that, right? That is a different kind of dopamine hit, to be honest. And I was blessed enough that I didn't have the AI during that time, so that I got the self-esteem on my own self that I can write some exploit, right, using programming.
It was 2 years back. Now we use AI for everything.
Yeah, exactly. We want to cover the AI part, like
we'll cover.
how AI is integrated into cybersecurity soon. Yeah. So this is the reality of blue teamer in perspective of CTF. There are so many CTF, to be honest. If you just search in Google, there are really challenging CTF that you can play. Blue teaming is not only limited to SOC and incident response, to be honest. Even like we can say from a security researcher who is doing reverse engineering on those kind of things, it is also a defensive aspect, right? During those times, it is only called CISRT, right? Cybersecurity Incident Response Team. Like they'll be doing SOC, incident response, reverse engineering, memory forensics, everything they'll be doing. But nowadays it has been divided into different segments, I hope so. And it is good, so that the business operates in a good manner, and everything is smooth, and every incident is taken care. So if you take 10 or 15 years back, an average time to get to know an attack would be like more than a month. It may take more than months to detect that an infection or a hacking has happened. But these days it has been like reduced tremendously because of the evolution of cybersecurity and the different cybersecurity tools and the investment that has been made into this industry. So that has created so much of opportunity for the industry, I'd say. We have demand actually, but the right skillful people are lacking, I'd say.
I would beg to differ there. We have demands on the upper layer of the security, maybe a mid-senior level, senior engineers. We have demands there. But I don't really feel there is a very huge demand of entry-level professionals in security, as people used to say. So I might differ there.
Okay. So you're saying like there is very less demand for an entry level.
Yeah, entry level professional, 100% sure there is very, 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 very less opportunity. To be honest.
Yeah. If you say like for an entry level position, I want to put this point. Actually, for a cybersecurity person who want to get into cybersecurity as a fresher, most of the people say we may also faced. You need a 3 years of experience or 2 years of experience to get into. Actually, what they're mentioning is they may mention directly that you need to have an industry experience, but you may land in that job if you are prepared enough to handle that role
and lucky enough to get a call from an interviewer.
Yes, I'd say that luck depends on how much you are prepared.
Yeah.
Like how much effort you have been put into that particular role. So what you have done to attend that interview and crack and convince the company that you are
You are
fit
the
for
one.
that role, right? Because for that, when you have joined the college, you should be like learning the basics and fundamentals, and you should choose what specific role you want to get in, and then look for all the roles and responsibilities that the company is asking and prepare for that.
Yeah, even though I feel like, to be honest, I feel like even though you are equipped enough, even though you are doing all those things which we are talking about here, though there are very less opportunity, to be honest,
Yes,
as
I'd
an
agree.
entry level professional. Let's take this number. You have 4 different colleges in let's say in Chennai. I'll take in Chennai 4 different colleges offering cybersecurity specialization degree. Everyone has, like, let's say take 200 people comes out every from a college every year. It's 1,000 people. I know for the fact it is not just 200, but for an example, I'm keeping it 200, and 1,000 people comes out of a job market every year. And if you go ahead and check LinkedIn, you will not be able to find 1,000 jobs in Chennai area. There might be job openings, there might be opportunities, there might be opportunities in a small scale companies. Yeah, that is true, but not 1,000 entry level professional in a single go. I would actually say I would actually say this. There are few companies who hire bulk cybersecurity engineers. Like there is this TCS Hackquest which happens. EY conducts their own CTF. KPMG conducts their own CTFs. There are lots of corporate that conducts their own CTF. Those are the entry points for a fresher to get into cybersecurity, because people doesn't want someone who doesn't know anything and to get into a security team and then they teach them. They want people to actually know stuffs and come into industry and then contribute. That's what everybody is looking for.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I want to add an additional point actually related to the degree. So people ask me what degree you need to get into cybersecurity actually. So degree doesn't matter, I would say. Because in my company, for like 20 years of history, they have never hired someone from a BSc background. They only hire from a BE background. Actually, I completed BSc. BSc Computer Technology, which is a branch of information technology. Most of the people don't even know what is computer technology. So, but I didn't focus on the degree that I have completed, but I focused on what I want, what I need to get in, what I need to be prepared enough to get that role. So, people think if they have completed a master's degree or they have done a PhD, so they may get placed in a predominant like a big MNC. They can get a job since they have a degree. That is not related to what you see in reality, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the books that you are studying in your college, it is nothing compared to the reality that you will be facing in the corporate world. That is entirely different. That is why, as you are told, we need to attend so many conferences. We have to attend the we have to play the CTF. We have to show ourselves, prove ourselves that you are fit for the role, and we need to tell them that I can give you this value so that you can hire me, and we move forward, right? So I need this mentality to be broken in college students mind,
Yeah.
because they think if they complete a degree, they may land in a cybersecurity job. That if they have this mentality, that will be really hard to be.
No, in this scenario, I would say, let's say I come from, I told you I come from a very different background, right? So I had a lot of friends in me who were saying that, hey, Macha, I can go ahead and complete my 4 year degree. For final year, my college will give me placement. I'll go sit there. I'll get a job. I'll succeed in life. But that's not how it works, right? You have to put in your work. Just because you joined a college and they have placement, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get a job. There are lots of other aspects to it, and what value you are gonna provide is all that matters.
And this is a really wonderful point, and I also want to add additional thing to it. People think when they are doing their schooling and college, their learning ends there. Actually, the learning starts there. When you get into a corporate or into a business, that will be a learning till your death.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to learn every day till your death. because life is all about learning. I don't want to get into philosophical. So, but the thing is, if you are into cybersecurity, you need to learn every day, and that learning should come out of interest, or you may burn out. As you are told, you are coming back and sitting again in that. So that is what made you into a good position, I would say, right? So that is the mentality that students and as well as the beginner who are working in cybersecurity to get, because they need to focus on the learning, right? The learning part is the one that they are missing. They think if they have learned something once, they'd do it repeatedly in their corporate world. Since AI has come, like it is now, it is really challenging for us. So that actually it is challenging for me to push myself to learn more. To be honest, that is how I see.
To be honest, it's not about just security here. What we have done here eventually is we use our brain to make small decisions, right? So eventually, what happened here is we removed our brain and we gave it to Claude. So let the Claude or Chat GPT or DeepSeek, let them take the decision, not us.
Yeah.
So actually, that's how people evolved, right? So some point of time, you used to read books, then Google came, then it got upgraded, then a lot of information was filtered out. Now AI came. The only part is we don't really. We always had this. We were not ready for a technology that says lies, right? And this AI LLMs are built that way. That's their threat model, to be honest. That's their design. It is by design. It's just you ask something, and if it is near their vector graph, it gives you the same answer. It is just a bigger scale Grammarly.
Yeah.
That's how it works. And in security, it's not about just security. It's everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah. How I see AI is like, I see as an abstract. I see it as an abstract. If you see, 40 years back or something, like we used punch cards, and slowly we moved on to like machine learning, and assembly came in, and then came the low level programming and the high level programming, which we had like C, Python, and those kind of programming languages, right? Like the people who have done like machine learning, like zeros and ones, and the people who have learned assembly, they'd be having a strong foothold on the core part, what is happening inside a computer, right? And even when people have learned programming languages like C, Python, and those kind of stuffs, they may not know what is happening in the assembly level, but they know they are capable enough to do something, like they are capable enough to build something and fix something and break something from a security perspective and everyone's perspective. The same thing has evolved into AI, where we are like feeding some prompts and it is giving us code. It is not about generating the code. It is about understanding what code it has given, how it may work, what it may fix, what it may break. So they are not understanding it, and they are like feeding the prompt, and they are putting into a production, and it is breaking there. And the term that we have that we call it now, like the technical debt that we are facing due to the AI, right? So they are not like I hope you know about technical debt.
Kind of, yes.
Yes, I'd put some point to it. Like so say that you are coding for like 5 to 10 hours for a feature. 5 years back, you'd be like really hard coding into it, put all the effort, and you'll be pushing into the production after testing, and everything will be. Most of the things will be smooth, and you'll be fixing something if something shows up. But if now we have AI, right? We are just feeding into it. The months of work is completed within hours, right?
Yep.
And then they hesitate to check all the stuff that may break, and they are putting it to and they are pushing into a production, and it leads to a technical debt where you feel it when you will be called at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. to fix that thing. Yeah,
that is eventually going to happen. Any of that's eventually going to happen.
Eventually going to happen everywhere. But since they are pushing these AI codes into the production, they may not know how to fix it.
That's a problem. If you see, Freshworks laid off like 11%, and Coinbase laid off 14% of their employees, saying that I'm not sure about the Freshworks part, but Coinbase said that now non technical teams are pushing production code, right? Yeah, correct. They will push production code, but who's going to maintain that production code? That's what it matters. Pushing code is really easy.
Yes.
Pushing code doesn't really matters.
Yeah.
But maintaining the code, maintaining the infrastructure does.
Yeah. Nothing can be attained, right? It
Yeah.
can only be maintained.
Yeah.
So they have to think seriously what they are pushing
Yes.
into production, right?
Only those developers who had the experience in the working in the production code, they have that discipline. They have that. They Many people might not have, but developers have that in them. Is what I feel.
Yeah, that
Now,
is what made them developers.
Yeah. Non-technical team might have an idea. They might push a production code. It might work today. Tomorrow it might break something, and they might not have any idea what it is. And then they're gonna go to Claude and ask, "Hey, Claude, fix this."
Yeah. I think this may be fixed. May be fixed when they have the mentality that AI is just an assistant.
Yep.
Which is a helping hand for the day-to-day work. It may ease your work, but you need be. I think we need to be very conscious and aware what it is doing.
Yep. So basically, I had this conversation with my staff engineer. Okay, so he's been in the industry for almost like 25 years now. So I was having this conversation with him about the how we are pushing production code, how non-technical teams are pushing production code, and then management is laying off a lot of people. And the answer he gave me was really appealing for me. So what he said to me is, Abhishek, yes, management is looking AI as a budget cut, but they don't really see what is coming in near future. You push code, you have, and they feel like you don't need a small, what do I say? You don't need entry level professional to write code, or you don't need you just need mid senior people to manage it. End of the day, what they do is they lay off mid senior and senior level people, hire a lot of bunch of young professional who is good with AI, and then they go ahead and cut the budget. End of the day, the AI cost is going to increase, and you cannot maintain a lot of wipe coded apps eventually. So this is a cycle. They might lay off today, and they might get a lot of engineers will get into market, and then people are going to hire them back. So that's a cycle, to be honest. This is what my staff engineer was telling me about how they may these layoffs and what is this layoff and security part is a cycle.
Yeah. So I want to ask this from a red teamer's perspective. So can you tell like what would be the added advantage that you get when you use AI in terms of red teamer?
You attended my talk, right? You attended my talk in DEF CON Coimbatore.
Yes.
So initially, if I want to do that reverse engineering, it might have taken me like maybe like 1 day or 2 days. Now with the help of AI, I will able to make those within hours, maybe even within minutes. So reverse engineering a web exploit, understanding the key aspect, and it is always said the tool is as powerful as the user of the tool, right? So AI is actually a tool, and if you are good with that tool and you know what you are doing, it is gonna do wonders. If you are not good with the tool, and if you are not doing anything properly with that, it is not taking you anywhere.
Yeah, that is very true. So it is about who's using the tool.
Yeah.
Right.
So I came across this red teaming, doing exploitation with code review, all this stuff from a offensive security perspective. How do you actually use AI in your blue teaming day to day operations? So how do you work? How does that work in a corporate setting in a blue team?
So it depends on what kind of incident that you are facing. Like
Okay.
if it is related to endpoint, that is a different story. If it is related to cloud, that would be a different story.
Okay.
And in terms of endpoints, like it also depends on what kind of endpoint you are dealing with. Like whether it is a Linux server or is it a Windows server or is it like a Windows endpoint or a Mac endpoint or a Linux endpoint. Like each of these differs with their internals, right? We say Windows internals, Mac internals, and Linux internals. So if you have a strong foothold about these basics and fundamentals on these internals, you will be strong enough to face an incident and respond to it. You can categorize it as false positive and a true positive. And by looking at the alert, if you receive an alert from an EDR, like which we call like an antivirus, like previously we had antivirus, now it is called
Antivirus for a corporate.
yeah, antivirus for a corporate is also known as EDR. Yeah,
That is a that I would say it is a different thing.
Yeah.
But for a simple explanation, I'm
Yeah,
saying that it is an antivirus for a corporate.
yeah. For simple terms, we can say it is an antivirus. So if we are receiving an alert from it, we see the process chain, what is happening. This process has called this, and this is what is happening. So it may be legitimate or it may be like suspicious, and there are advanced techniques where legitimate process can be injected with malicious codes, right? So if you want to know, if you want to grasp it, you need to know the internals.
Yep.
But it is very hard to remember it actually. So that is when you get the help of AI. You just feed in what has happened, and you just give your perspective. So this is what has happened. This is what the alert we have received, and we are suspecting this may have happened. So what is your take on that? And from I'll be feeding these into AI, I'm telling.
Okay.
So I'll be fetching all the things, all the stuffs that has happened on alert, and I'll be fetching it to AI, and I'll be telling it, this is what has happened, this is what we are suspecting. What is your take on it? What is that you are like?
You are asking the decision, maybe a part of decision from an AI
Yeah,
with all the
actually-
information you gathered, giving the context and
Actually, I won't say it as a decision, but I'd say as a perception.
perception. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking for a better word.
Yeah. So I'd be having that as a reference. Then I'd be checking some articles and I'd be analyzing those things, and I'll be comparing that with AI. So and I'll be coming to a conclusion that it may be malicious, and I'll be taking action on remediation part of it, and I'll be finding the root cause. And finding the root cause again comes AI. So that may give you different perspectives.
Yeah.
Phishing compromise may have happened. Maybe the user may have installed a malicious application, or vulnerability may be exploited. So there are so many different perspectives, right? As a human being, we may remember 90% of the things, but we may miss something.
Yep.
So that is when AI comes to the picture and rescues us. It is not like a rescue, I'd say. It is like a assistant that we are having, making us remember that you need to check these things.
Check all these,
Like, and you can also have a separate AI model which you can feed with knowledge, where you can deal with that agent so that it may help you with an incident.
Okay.
It only has the knowledge of a security person who is dealing with an investigation. And even we use, even most of the corporates I have heard, they use specific agents for specific purposes to generate a report or to do an investigation. And we cannot completely trust AI.
Yep.
Because if a endpoint has been compromised, it is saying it is not a compromise, it is a legitimate thing. And we don't have a strong foothold on the internals, Windows internals or Linux internals or Mac internals, anything it can be. We may miss the point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that this is how this is one of the perspective, and it also applies to the same, and it also applies in a different perspective on cloud environments. And you need to also know how Azure and AWS or GCP works, so that you get to know what is happening. Right.
End of the day, security is all about you understand how things work, and then you find a way to make it use malicious in a malicious way. That's all it matters.
Yeah.
End of the day, you have to know how it works.
Yeah. And also, I want to add this point in a blue teamer's perspective. So, in an incident response perspective, when I mean, this is a completely different topic from AI that we are speaking, but what I'm trying to tell is, in a blue teamer's perspective, from an incident response perspective, when we are investigating a real-time incident, a hacker may come in, they may break the system. They may silently come into the system, they may compromise the system, and they may take the data out silently, and they may silently erase the data. So if you suspect a compromise, you won't assume that you are not having enough logs to investigate. So in that time, from a blue teamer's perspective, that person should know where you can find the artifact of interest. So these artifacts that we are calling in from a defender's perspective, it is not created specifically for security. It is created for developers purpose. So for if you say I don't want to get into a detailed perspective on it. So you may have some arm catch or apt comp catch, like arm catch you'll be having. So those kind of things may reveal you what kind of application has been executed, prefetch files, link files. So these are all things created for a developers or troubleshooting purposes, and these things are indirectly used for security purposes, right? So if you are aware of these things, you can feed it to AI, where you can find these logs, how we can investigate on it, how we can create a timeline based on it. So the timeline is the core part of incident response, to be honest.
Okay.
So if we are able to create a story of what has happened, we may get to know everything about it.
Okay.
If it has laterally moved into a different system, we may not know, right?
Yeah.
If we are unable to create a timeline. If we are able to create a timeline, we can say this has moved into this.
Yeah.
This has happened. This is what it has happened. We can find the root cause. We can fix it. If we are fixing only one particular computer, and you are remediating on that one particular computer, what if the hacker has already compromised different systems?
Yeah.
You may be missing it, and they will be aware that you have.
We never know.
They may be aware that you have found a compromise. Then they will be moving with a different, stealthier technique. So that is one thing. Yeah. So what do you think about these cybersecurity certifications?
Cybersecurity certifications are really, really, really expensive, to be honest. Cybersecurity certifications are not meant for students or early stage professionals. If you see, a student cannot afford a 40,000 rupees CEH just because he wants to get a cybersecurity job. So cybersecurity certifications are expensive, in my opinion. You will always have an opportunity when you go to college. As you said, you will always have an opportunity. You will have a growth and development fund for you in your organization. Organization will invest in you. So getting a certification when your career is really requiring it is worth it. Or else spending it's about money. If you are wish to spend a lot of money, then it's up to you.
Yeah. So what do you think about specific certifications on red teaming?
I would say there are lots of good certification, to be honest. But I wouldn't really suggest any of them, because I've seen people coming up to me saying that bro, I did CH, I want cybersecurity job. I did security plus, I want cybersecurity job. Like there is this meme, brother. I feel the same thing. Just by doing CH or just by doing security plus doesn't make you real cybersecurity guy, right? So there are lots and lots of certifications which is available. I would actually share a real interesting story here. So I was actually a part of an hiring process when in my first company. There was this guy I don't want to name this guy. He had OSCP. And internally, my manager and my manager's manager were discussing, and then he was like, okay, this guy as a OSCP, he might be expecting more money. Because OSCP, you might have good skills. You would have done 48 hours or 24 hours of training and live lab test eventually, and you passed it. End of the day, my manager took that interview, and he was like, bro, he does not even know what an AD is. And I was like pretty shocked. Then how the hell did he pass this thing? Nowadays, security certification is just a joke.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, because you can pass an exam using a proxy.
Yeah, proxies everywhere. I would say passing cybersecurity certifications is just that simple. You just have to spend another 1 lakh more to some training institute, and then they make you pass. And end of the day, you are certified, and then nobody really cares.
Yes. Mm.
What do you actually think from your perspective? How do you think certifications helps?
So, from my perspective, I really follow this. I mean, from my perspective, cybersecurity certifications are necessary but not important.
Yeah.
Because if you take a job role, uh, if you are going for an off placement, or you are like continuously applying for job roles, they'll be having some roles and responsibilities, and they'll be having some requirements field, right? They'll be giving some certifications that they are expecting, like security plus CEH and those kind of things. That I differ from CEH. I don't think it is a valid certification for a cyber security professional to do, because it is overhyped and you don't get lot of knowledge from it. You just run tools and you are answering some MCQs. I don't agree with that certification. If you are a certified ethical hacker, like a CEH certification holder, you are an ethical hacker. I don't agree with it, right?
I don't really care. I don't give a shit.
I'll just move away from the person.
Recently, I had this incident. You might have seen one of my Instagram comments. There was this guy coming and saying that, "Hey, you are not a real hacker. You don't know. You don't even have a certification." And he was doing a lot of chaotic thing and trashing me in my comment section and in my DMs.
Okay.
This guy was, you are not a CES, you are not a ethical hacker. Bro, what do you really want? I don't really give a shit about what you think.
Actually, I mean, I don't know whether you have heard of this. Like, Easy Council is offering this CH, right? And the other thing is, some companies are offering course completion certification for CEH, and they are charging 1 lakh. Or 50,000. Okay. The EC Council offering EC Council's CH is around like 1.2 or something.
No, it is like $600, which is equal to 45,000 if you are taking an exam.
Oh, okay. So if it is around like the EC Council's CH is around like $500 or $600. The same charge they are applying for a course completion certificate for CH. I don't know how this works.
No, that is an interesting aspect. You brought that up. There are lots of company who is saying that will give you a CH certification, and then they gave the company name and the CH. And there are lots of people actually went ahead and said that I completed CH from this company and I want a job.
And it is like a course that we want to discuss. Like, it is related to the course that they are offering.
Yeah.
I don't know how that will help in the real-time incident, to be honest.
It won't.
It won't. It will never. And that I'd say. Because they have this mentality which makes them that they know everything.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't want to learn anything more. But it is entirely different. We know that it is entirely different in a corporate world.
Yeah.
And in a real-time incident.
Even if you do a bug bounty, even if you do CTFs, it is totally different. For me, for the first 2 weeks of my job, they wanted me to detox on my bug bounty hunting skills, and they wanted me to adapt to corporate setting, go on a call with my seniors and look into how they approach. They don't want me to go ahead and break things and make things worse.
Okay. I agree. So, and the thing is related to this certification from Blue Teamers perspective. There are some certification that you can complete to enter the interview, to be honest, from like Security Plus and then Microsoft Azure AZ500 and then several other certification which may help you to attend an interview, but you may not be you may not be getting questions most of the times from that certification, to be honest. It is about the skill set that you have. End of the day, and people think if I have a certification, I'll land up in a job for in a guaranteed way. That is
it does not work that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone has to tell it.
Yeah, and I also wanted to speak about this expensive part related to cybersecurity. I hope you have heard of SANS, GAAC, which I have completed recently. So it is I have completed this certified forensic analyst from SANS.
50 508.
508. Yeah, 508. So it is around 10 lakhs, including the course and as well as the certification. So what I've learned from it is the different possibilities of an incident. I mean, what I've learned from that certification is entirely is different possibilities that you can approach an incident. So it may not apply to every scenario on a day-to-day job, right? So you may apply that skill in a specific perspective or an aspect on an incident, but it may not cover everything. So it is about giving you the possibilities of the tools and the technologies that you have and the artifacts and the logs that you may investigate. They won't teach every perspective, right? It is like a course. I mean, that is what it is called, a course or a certification. It is to just tell you the possibilities and then you go figure out.
Yeah.
I have given you an initial push and then it is up to you to gain more knowledge about it. So if you take 5 years from now, after completing this certification, this may not be valid after that, right? Because the technology may have been evolved. You may have got different things in the market and you need to adapt to it. The only way that we can thrive in this industry is continuous learning.
Self-learning.
Yeah, self-learning and continuous learning.
Yeah. So basically, this I would put it in this way. Cybersecurity certifications are just checkbox to get into an interview call. It doesn't mean that you have certifications and you have a job in your hand. It's just a HR tick box so that you get an interview call. And right now, to be honest, a lot of people are getting into getting this entry level cybersecurity job, even entry level cybersecurity certifications. So which means it is also not gonna be gonna be useless at some point of time. Not to hate of some training companies or something like that. Giving fake promises doesn't really help, right? So if they are offering a course, let's say they are offering a skill set training aspect, I'm always open to it. If
Like
you're offering a course, it is up to you. You are giving your skill set and you are getting money back. But selling a fake dream, saying that hey, you do this course and you'll get this much money. Hey, you do this course, you get placed in this company. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they may get into a job.
Yeah.
Even in a cybersecurity job. But the thing is, their mentality and the perspective of seeing the industry will be completely different.
Yep, exactly.
They think they'll continuously do the certification, they'll be getting the promotion, they'll be having a strong foothold in the field of cybersecurity. So that is the behavior that I want to change.
Okay.
Because if you're giving the money to a company for completing a course as a student, you have lost your money, you may not be knowing, and you have landed in a job. But the mentality that you have got may not be changing.
Yeah.
That is the loss that I am telling.
Yeah.
It is not about the money. You can take the money back anytime you want. But if the years are gone, you cannot take the time back, right? Some people may take 2 years to realize and get back. Some people may take 5 years or 10 years. Some people may think.
Yeah.
And they may be losing the job and they'll be thinking, why did I lose the job?
It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I have heard people say that you can earn more money by doing bug bounties, right? So what is your take on it?
To be honest, yes, you can make more money using bug bounties only if you are skilled enough and only if you are patient enough and only if you are if you put your head down, work, and then you can get money. Company does not want to give you free money, right? So you submit a bug. If it is valid, then a company goes ahead, discuss internally, and then they take a call and then they reward. I've been into both sides of bug bounty. I have done triaging at my point of time in the other side, and I've been in researcher side as well. So making money in bug bounty, yes, it is possible, but it is not as easy as it says,
As it sounds.
as people sell in the course, in the bug bounty course. It's not that easy, but yeah, it is. It is pretty well. You can make good money out of it. Even I said I make constantly $1,000 to $1,500 every month in bug bounties, which is really a good amount. And success in bug bounty it depends on your mindset. If you think $500 a month is a big win for you, it is a win. It is not like you have to do $100,000 to to stay successful in bug bounties. Yes, you can do, but it is not as simple as that. You have to put your head down and work really, 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 really hard.
Yeah. It is about how much time you put into something, you may get something out of it.
Yes, and bug bounty is not like you learn only bug bounties, right? You learn the art of security. You see, I did not I came into bug bounty in an accidental way. Okay, I wanted to do web security, and I don't want to test it in labs. I wanted to test it in something real. So I went ahead, registered, and picked the bug bounty program, and I wanted to test all my learnings there. And it actually eventually ended up. I eventually ended up finding bugs. I eventually ended up getting rewards, all those stuffs. So it is like, yeah, you can do it. It will take a long time. It is not that simple. I've seen people who took almost a year to find their first valid vulnerability in a bug bounty program. Some people got it in 10 days. Some people got it in 6 months. It's all about how much effort you put. It's all about, and the luck factor also depends. You wouldn't believe me. I've got duplicate reports just for 3 seconds. So in Synac, this new program came out, and I found this vulnerability within 5 minutes. It was a really quick win. If it is get accepted, it might have gotten me at $1,500 a bounty. I started writing reports, and then I submitted, and the same person submitted. I was 3 seconds back, and it got duplicate. Luck do also matters.
I can understand.
But it is not like you do a course, someone teaches you bug bounty, and then you go ahead and test it out, and then you find money. You don't print money. You work for money. So you've been into blue teaming, right? So since you were into blue teaming, how important do you think programming is in your day-to-day job?
So, from a blue teamer's perspective, you may not be using programming much in an initial stage, but it is very important to know programming, to be honest. In my perspective, I was given with a extra responsibility as an L2 analyst because I know programming. I've been given with threat hunting projects using Python and PowerShell. So I'd be writing some codes and I'll be like hunting for threats because I know programming, right? So because most of the people think they don't need programming to get into. I mean, they don't need programming for a cybersecurity field. But if you know programming, you'll be standing out. To be honest, for analyzing a log and making a story out of it, it is an analysis skill. But still, if you are facing an exploit, or if you are facing a malware that is using a lol bin, like PowerShell, it is using a PowerShell to get in. You should know what kind of logic it has been using, right? What kind of things it may infect inside a system. For that, you need to know that rational thinking ability, and you need to connect it with some programming, right, or scripting, right, in terms of PowerShell. If it is like written in Python, you need to know how it is working. From your, if it is a web exploit, they may be using like JavaScript. Like you should know the basics and fundamentals, right? How that works actually. So if you know how it works, you also know how it may break thing and how it may take an advantage. So this is what I'd say you need to know programming. It is not like Claude is writing you code and then it is giving you this results. It may give you results, but you should know how it has analyzed. Or is it giving you, or if it is giving you a code, you should know how the logic has been written. So that you have the strong foothold. The thing is, you may not be, you are not entirely dependent on AI. You are completely dependent on yourself.
I agree on your most of the points. So I would also wanted to put something here. So if someone is saying that you don't need programming to get into cybersecurity, it is not really and you should just get away from that person, is what I feel. So because I know people I have my friend who is working in GRC, and he uses a lot of scripting in order to automate his GRC process. So it is all about making your work efficient. Let's say, and a lot of people come and ask me, what is the best programming language to learn? Should I learn Python? Should I learn Ruby? Should I learn Go? All this stuff. I just keep on telling them programming is just an languages is just an art of speaking. Programming is just a problem solving skill. If you are able to solve that problem in paper and in your mind, if you are able to come up with a valid solution, it actually helps you to convert into code in any different languages.
Yes.
So you don't really need to know different languages in order to survive. You just have to have that problem solving skill and then that patience to convert that into code.
Yeah, and if you have a strong foothold on one programming language, like say, for example, we may be like speaking Tamil from our childhood, right? So how do we think like we have learnt English? We will be comparing Tamil with English,
Yes.
and then we'll be learning a different language and then other languages, right? The same thing. If you know a strong if you are strong, if we have a strong foothold on one programming language, it is easy to like learn other things, and it is not about what programming that we can learn to get into cybersecurity. It is about like the purpose.
Yeah.
So you should be knowing like most about the JavaScript things, right? From a red teamer's perspective, if you are like analyzing the web related exploits, right? So from a blue teamer's perspective, I'd say like you should know PowerShell scripting, how it works, and those kind of things. It depends on the
Depends on
scenario.
the purpose.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on the purpose and scenario.
So basically, programming is really, really important. When I say programming is really important, what I mean to say is, if you want to break the system, you have to first understand how it works. If you don't know how that works, then it is really, really hard to break it, and you don't really know what to break and what not to break. It's like giving a sledgehammer to a monkey. It's completely having this in a circular motion, and if it hits, it hits. If it does not, it does not. If you know what you're exactly looking for, you can go exactly pick which brick you want and make the entire building fall down.
Yeah.
So that's all it matters. It's just understanding how things work. Programming and problem solving skill is really, really important. And a lot of people is like cybersecurity. I wanted to get into cybersecurity just because I don't want to be a developer.
Or I want to get into cybersecurity because I don't want to do programming. That is a different story, because people panic when they hear programming because they think it is a different layer of computer. Actually, every programming is at the end of the day, every programming that we do is converted into zeros and ones. If they see from that core part, this layer would be very easy, right? So if I hope people may see this perspective, the zeros and ones perspective.
And in a job perspective, when you get into a security related job, knowing programming language, knowing how to code is really, really, really important, and it will make you stand out.
Exactly.
It will make you stand out in the entire interview process.
Yes. And as well as during a job, like if you know, you will be critical resource, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you know programming.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Yes,
That's how I enjoy my cushion.
Yeah.
So I would actually wanted to ask. There are in my understanding, cybersecurity is a big ocean. There are lots of small islands where you can go ahead and conquer your islands, right? So I wanted to ask you about a student who is getting into cybersecurity, or an entry level professional who want to get into blue teaming, SOC, all these roles. What do you think? What do you think can help them? How do you think the job market is? How do you think they can get in?
So actually, I'm not an expert in giving a career advice yet, but I'll tell my perspective, to be honest. The thing is, people think they may, as we have already discussed, they may do a certification, they may do a course and then land into a cybersecurity job. They may get an interview. Actually, getting an interview is a difficult process now in terms of cybersecurity. Or if you are having a BSc degree or no degree or an engineering degree, it doesn't matter. So getting an interview is hard, but before getting into an interview, you should be prepared enough to convince them that you are fit for the role. For that, you need to know the basics and fundamentals. I always tell I've been told by my mentors and the industry experts who are 20 plus, industry experts who have 20 plus years of experience. What I see on them is they are really strong on basics and fundamentals on what they do. It may be red teaming or blue teaming, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, the system internals, networking, programming, cloud, cryptography, it can be anything. But if you have these strong footholds on the basics and fundamentals, you'd choose a specific role and then apply for it. Before applying, you need to read the roles and responsibility of what they're expecting. On different companies, you need to take roles and responsibilities of different companies, including the requirements, and then compare what they are commonly asking and then prepare for it. That would make you stand out on your resume. That may make you a strong candidate so that they can choose you. So this is what I think. And additionally, the most important thing, you should not people should not stay only theoretical. They should experiment. They should get their hands dirty. They should play CTFs. They should write articles. They should brand themselves in LinkedIn. It is free. You should. It is not like branding is not like branding is not only limited to investing in money and doing a podcast or doing a reels and editing things. It is about writing some LinkedIn post about what you are doing, and it should be very valuable because LinkedIn is a gold mine where you can establish yourself.
Now it has become AI's gold mine.
And I want to cover, never write a LinkedIn post with AI. Use your own thing, like use your own language, I'd say, because that will make you connect with the other human being. To be honest, they'll make you understand that it is human written, and you are telling what you have done. It is not AI telling what you have done.
Yeah.
And it will also make you make your self-esteem it will grow your self-esteem, to be honest. And branding is important, to be honest.
Okay.
Because people, if you have an added advantage, right?
Yeah.
It is not like you are applying for a job and the company may also notice you.
Yeah.
And they may be searching for a role and you will be like standing out since you have branded yourself. And this branding should happen in the right way. It is not like you have not done some things and you are establishing yourself that you have done these things. That won't work.
Okay. So, from my perspective, I would say getting into a cybersecurity as an offensive security role as a fresher, it would be really, really hard, to be honest. So, there are lots of opportunities where you can prove your skills and get into cybersecurity. There is, as you previously said, there is TCS HackQuest happening for final years. UI conducts their own CTFs every year. Pire2 has there is a company called Pire2 who do hiring based on CTF. CloudSec used to do hiring CTF. KPMG used to do hiring CTF. So as a red teamer, if you want to get a red teamer or offensive security part, if you want to get a cybersecurity related role, the only better option is actually going ahead and participating in corporate CTFs and then winning the corporate CTFs. That's how you get an interview call and that's how you're gonna break in. That's how I got in. And that might work for me and might not work for you. I would actually suggest you to do your own research, try to find. But end of the day, people doesn't want people who sit and they don't want you. They don't really want you to train you. They expect you to work from the day one. And you have to bring that value in. That's how you get hired as a fresher, or else it is really, really hard to get in.
Yeah, I agree to the point where you're told that you need to be
Equipped.
that you need to be equipped and you should know stuffs and they don't expect you to be trained.
Yeah.
That is why they are putting like 3 or 5 years of experience. To be honest.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that it needs to be it needs to come from a real time corporate experience. It is about how much effort you have put into this industry, how hands-on you have gotten. It is not like using this expensive tools or like expensive courses. It is there are so many open source and free CTFs and free sources available where you can learn cybersecurity. It doesn't matter whether it is red teaming or blue teaming.
Okay. Yeah. So this marks the end of this discussion or a podcast, whatever we call it. So if you wish to talk, know like a lot about security or you want a more podcast kind of stuff, make sure you comment, make sure you follow us on the Instagram and the YouTube so that we might able to produce a lot of content, good content for you guys.
So this would be the end of the podcast, and I hope we have covered all the things that we wanted to give you. And if you want more cybersecurity podcast like this, follow our channel, share it, comment your thoughts, and we'd be happy to hear your feedback. Yeah.